Technology.
It's
All
dead.
right. Crossroads Sports Radio, episode 276, the shit show is what I'm going to label this one as.
Oh man.
Uh, Myself, John the Birdsong, a lot of a lot of technical difficulties tonight with myself and Jonathan. Blog Talk Radio, who we normally use, is not working tonight, so we're not going to be on Blog Talk on the radio side. We're trying to be on StreamYard, but we're having issues with StreamYard tonight as well. JB, my co-host, was just joining us, um, and he just disappeared. So we'll try to get him back on, and as soon as we get him back on, we'll come right back live into it. Man, yeah, man, you can't. I'm telling you, man, technology is not for us tonight. Initially, the show was going to be canceled because prior arrangements. Maybe it should have just stayed that way. 'Cause this ain't the quality work that we normally put in, John.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance. I'm sorry, Mavericks Custom Motorsports, man. This is not what they paid for. But we're going to give them the best what we can. I know there probably is a little bit of an audio reverb. I do apologize. This is the best we're going to do. We're going to get through some NBA and NFL content tonight. Probably talk a little college football as well. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, man, this is a bad technology show tonight.
Bad show. Let's dive into it. Let's recap last week. Just some highlights from NFL games. We'll whip to Steelers beat Titans 20-16. Steelers, let me tell you if you hear this again, come back in the fourth quarter, get a win. Matt Canada was down on the sidelines for the plays. Kenny Pickett with a fourth quarter comeback. Good Steelers win. Chiefs beat Dolphins 21-14, man. John, Dolphins are a fraud. They can beat the piss poor teams. They can't beat the good teams.
There's no lies told there, man. Go on to the next game, man. The
Can't,
rolling.
nothing there.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Colts win 27-13 over the Panthers. Frank Wright's team with a loss. Kenny Moore, 2 pick sixes. Colts defense showed up. That's kind of what they needed. Minshew did not
Impressive.
look good.
Impressive, man. You're right. Garminshall did not look good. Shaq Leonard hasn't looked good in the last couple of games, man. So there's some little concern, even though they got a win there. There's some concern there, but like no, man, Kenny Moore, the man of the hour, man, 2 picks, 6, man, in one game. You know what I'm saying? So a bright spot, especially when you know what I'm saying. Remember the holdout from last year, all that talk from last year, man, and like now, man, you know what I'm saying. He's showing improvement out on the field, man. So I'm happy for him, and the Colts are benefiting from it, man. When I look at the Colts kind of going into the next 2 games, very winnable games, man. And I know fandom probably don't want to win the game because they want to get draft picks, man. But there's no football player walking at this earth, man, that wants to lose those games, man. So, coach, you got 2 winnable games in front of you, man. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know about playoff. Again, calm that down, man. But like, yeah, good win. And like I said, the team is, you know, finding reasons not to lose. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Put together, you know what I'm saying, a good enough, you know what I'm saying, and let's be honest, who's in front of them? Who are they playing? Carolina Panthers. You know, Frank Wright, we all know he's getting fired. One fine Monday, you know what I'm saying, coming up, and like again, who's coming up in the next couple games? New England, come on, they talking about the dude asked a media person asked Bill Belichick, did he think his job was on the line? This is crazy. This is the world we live in.
Yeah. Colts at Patriots. Actually, Colts and Patriots in Germany. So we'll see how that goes. Sunday morning, 9:30. JB will be up for that game. Eagles beat Cowboys 28-23. I said the Cowboys needed this one more than the Eagles. Cowboys had their chances, John, but man,
they did not get it, man. I don't want to really deep dive into it, man. Too much into it, man. But kind of just rest on the shoulders and the of Prescott, man, and he can't get it done. Sorry.
Bengals are looking good. Back to form. 5-3. Just beat the Bills. Bills
Right.
5-4.
And then Jamar Chase comes back. I think Jamar Chase comes back this weekend or something like that, man. So yeah, man, looking stronger. AFC North, and dude, this shit is it. Sorry, this is highly the AFC North is in a flux, man. Who's
The
gonna come
best
out?
division in football right now.
You said who?
It's the best division in football. If you look at
Competitive.
record.
Like we
If you
don't
look at
know
record.
who like because it's gonna be nobody. There's no such thing. It's gonna be maybe a game and a half between the teams. Like whoever wins is gonna be part of that.
Currently, all 4 teams are in the playoffs.
Cleveland.
Right,
you think Cleveland? Well, somebody's gonna fall off.
you would think. Looking ahead this week, John. Oh boy. Week 10, we've got Panthers and Bears tomorrow night. Snooze Fest up in Chicago.
Oh, that's horrible.
Browns and Ravens is gonna be a good one at 1:00. Pick 'em, John, for college or NFL. Sorry, NFL college pick 'em. Shit. I had the stats. I don't even know if I've got them here. Today's been a whole.
When
I
you
don't have them.
I was 7-7. You were like 10-4.
Yeah. I was 10-4. I had another good week. So let's go Panthers at
7-7 ain't
Bears.
bad.
No, you're all right. I got the Bears. I'm taking the Bears for the first time this year. Give me the Bears over the Panthers. You don't trust Frank. You don't trust that quarterback either.
No, and Frank Rice is already gonna get fired. So no, I like Bryce Young. He just ain't got a team around him.
No.
They ain't got a team around him, man. So like yeah, the Bears should win that game.
Colts at Patriots. I got the Colts.
The Colts got this game. It'll be a whole lot closer, 24. You know what I'm saying? But when we ain't doing point spreads, but yeah, Colts got this one.
Browns at Ravens. I'm going to take Baltimore at home.
Yeah, Washington, Cleveland ain't that tough. They I mean, their defense is tough. They ain't gonna be tough enough to overcome what they got to overcome with a backup quarterback.
Texans at Bengals.
Dude, the freaking Texans won last weekend.
4-4.
The AFC division is bright with quarterback play, y'all. I hope y'all know that, man. Like the Colts, but the Colts that's the question mark, man. Can the Colts quarterback play 100% of these games, man? Will Levis is playing with the Titans starting this weekend, and CJ Stroud. As far as this game, man, give me the Bengals though. But hey, I don't be surprised if the Texans zip the Bengals.
I got the Bengals as well on this one. Bengals are in form. I thought about putting a future on them.
Bengals zip them.
By the way, somebody called me crazy, but
crazy.
The Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl, man. Chiefs aren't going to lose. They're going to win the Super Bowl. They're not going to lose the Super Bowl. They're going to win.
You think they lose another 2 games in the regular
I think they may lose 1 or 2 more, but playoffs are going to run the table. It's a wrap. Damn,
AFC.
49ers at Jags. Who you like? That's going to be a good one.
The Jaguars coming off a bye week. So does 49ers, aren't you? They need it.
The 49ers, yes, they were off by week.
They really need it, man. But this is another little clunky little game. You know what? I'm gonna go with the 49ers, man. Statement game. They gotta get back into the groove. I know you see. Listen, y'all. Brandon Reef was gonna give y'all this whole big Jaguars dissertation because they ate up his team a couple weeks ago, man. So I'll let you have the floor, man. But I'm still going with the 49ers. Go ahead.
If you look at my pick, I have the 49ers as well.
There you go.
I like the 49ers to get right and Jacksonville maybe to come a little rusty into the second half. Clunky. We had the rankings show up. Saints at the Vikings. Josh Dobbs looking good for the Saints, for the Vikings. They're not packing it in just yet. Who do you like, Saints, Vikings?
Yeah, give me the Vikings at home. Makes sense.
I'll take the Saints on the road. I'm going to take the Saints. We'll see how they do. I like them in this one. Packers at Steelers.
The Steelers. Easy. I had to think about it because they what's your name can put a Green Bay can put up points, but he ain't ready for that kid. Love ain't ready for the Pittsburgh. He ain't ready for that crowd. He ain't ready.
I got the Steelers. They have another fourth quarter comeback win. By the way, John, all Steelers Steelers are 5-3. All 5 games have been comebacks and been single less than a touchdown wins.
You said come back now, man. TJ, I got TJ getting two strip sacks. TJ 2 strip sacks. Watch.
Titans at Bucks. Will Levis named starter the rest of the season.
Hey man, the Bucks wasn't bad last week. They lost. They wasn't bad, man. I'm gonna take. I listen, man. That's the reason why I'm 7-7. I could have been if I had went the other way. I'd have probably been 8-6, probably a little bit more respectable, man. I'm gonna take the Bucks again.
I've got the Bucks as well, so we're the same on that. I think the Bucks win this one. Titans look good. I was impressed with Will Levis against Pittsburgh. He did a lot of good things against Pittsburgh, so overall look good. Falcons at the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Kyler Murray coming back from injury. Is he going? I don't even know if he's going. I know he's in practice.
He's off the IR officially, so
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons, man. Again, I ask every week, y'all, can we get a tie? This is probably the tie.
You want a tie or you want Falcons?
This is a tie. Gotta take the tie.
Okay, I'm taking the Cardinals on this one. I think Cardinals get the dub. Lions at the Chargers. Chargers had 186 total yards of offense Monday night, and the Jets still couldn't get it done.
Yeah, that was a gimme for them. So, I'm going with the Lions.
Yeah, Lions will win. They'll move 7-2. Another piss poor team. Giants at Cowboys.
Man, they lost to the Raiders.
Torn ACL.
Man, this go on head the other way. They be going looking for another quarterback. Go on ahead, give us the Cowboys. This is a feel good for this should be better be.
Yeah. Commanders at Seahawks.
You said who now?
Commanders at Seahawks.
Seahawks. Easy.
Two I have. I got Seahawks. Commanders, impressive win against Bill Belichick and the Pats, but
yeah,
I got Seahawks in this one. A get right game for them. Sunday night football snoozer. Jets at the Raiders.
Man, don't say that, man. The Antonio Pierce era is better than Jeff Saturday era from last year, man. I'm going with the Raiders.
They've won the same amount of games.
Right. Man, what if Zach Wilson goes out there and carves them up on a Sunday night, man? It's possible. He's got 5 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. He's playing like horrible. He's playing like crap. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line is crap. You know what I'm saying? Their running game is crap. Their receivers, they can say Zach Wilson's is crap, but like damn, the balls that he does get to them, they drop. So they play like crap.
Aidan O'Connell.
Hey man, the kid from Purdue, man. I'm going with the Raiders, bro.
Easy. I got Raiders as well. Raiders win this one. Here's my thing. I think Rodgers is messing with us all.
Man, stop.
Think about it. Think about it. He usually covers his mouth when he's talking to NFL players after the game.
Yeah.
On this one, Derwin James asked him, he's like, "You coming back soon?" He goes, "Here in a couple of weeks." Man, if that was he knew he was right in front of that camera. Anything else, he'd cover his mouth like this and be talking so that way you couldn't read his lips.
He really thinks
I heard a conspiracy theory.
Go ahead. I'm listening, man. Because you for it, man. I'm not.
And I heard it through a third party who heard it from a sports show that I hate and I will not listen to ever in my life with your boy Stu Gotts and Dan Lebitard.
Oh yeah, it's the homies.
I hate Lebitard. Theirs is that Aaron Rodgers really isn't. He doesn't have a torn AC. He doesn't have a. He didn't have a torn Achilles. He just had a minor ankle injury, and he wants to sit out to prove a point about quote modern medicine. And
now he's the shaman.
I'm telling you, man, if there's anybody that would do it, it'd be this dude.
Oh, that's all right, man. Don't try to make no mockery of the NFL, bro. There's already other stories cooking. They can make it a mockery, man. Don't make no mockery of the NFL.
Sierra and the Broncos at the Bills.
You talk about fraud. You talk about Miami Dolphins being fraud. Where's the Buffalo Bills at? I get it because they got this moniker. Dallas got the Cowboys got the moniker of America's team, and we know they frauds too. But like the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, fraudulent. Everything up there. No, man, Buffalo, not going with that. Absolutely not.
Oh, you're taking the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos country. Let's ride.
There it is. I wish I could play the sounder. I would for
I'm
you.
serious.
I love it. I love it. So we have 3 snoozers for primetime games. You got Bears and Panthers snooze, 4 of them. You've got another standalone game, Colts Patriots snoozer.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Jets Raiders snoozers, and you got Broncos Bills. 4 snoozers this week. But John, I got something for you the following week. The NFL just tries to see, hey, do you like football? Because we're going to give you some games next Thursday night. Bengals at Ravens Thursday night. That'll be a good one.
That would be a sizzler.
That'll be a good one.
Yes.
You got rematch Steelers at Browns.
That's nice too.
You've got, I mean, Bears fans will like it, but you got Bears at Lions for that one. Lions is Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is the one, John. Eagles at Chiefs.
That's the Super Bowl.
That was last year's Super Bowl. Yeah, Eagles at Chiefs rematch. So
I feel though, Brandon, like this not gonna go line up like that, man. I think somebody's gonna rise to the occasion and trip up one of the contenders. It's not gonna just line up. The Eagles are good enough to get to right now. They're eager enough like there's nobody on that side of the football. Not even San Francisco 49ers, right? Not even a healthy Brock Purdy. Like, you know what I'm saying? San Francisco would have to have the game in San Francisco in order for them to, and then right now they don't have those odds in their favor.
Let me give you the 6 other teams. Who do you trust to beat Philly in Philly? Detroit, San Francisco, New Orleans, Seattle, Dallas, or Minnesota?
Unfortunately, not Detroit, man. Detroit's a little bit too hokey still. Can't trust necessarily the coach. He likes to do these, craziness, hokey little special teams. Let's try to catch, and when it comes to championship level time, man, that's not necessarily going to work. You know what I'm saying? Either you got it, the guys that can push, or you don't. So it wouldn't necessarily be Detroit. Again, you play Detroit at home, they're going to zip tie you because that's that's what they're going to feed off the crowd and feed off their coach's hokiness and like their first time of being in, again, a deep run in the playoffs. So I can I'm going to stamp it. Detroit should get one playoff win at home, right? But it's like far as like beating Philadelphia, nah.
There's only one team I feel that can beat Philly in the playoffs. Of the 7 teams that are in the playoffs right now.
On what side of the division, though?
The NFC.
Okay, go ahead. Who?
You're coming crazy, but I think Dallas. That's the only team that can beat Philly in Philly.
Man, you crazy.
They had a chance already. So they're the only team. You can't trust Detroit, you just said. You can't trust San Francisco. You can't trust the Saints. You're not going to trust Seattle. You're not going to trust Minnesota.
The San Francisco has the talent, right? They got the talent to do it.
I don't think they have the quarterback.
He's been in some pressurized situations, just not enough. You know what I mean? He's been in pressurized situations, though.
Out of those 6 teams that are in the playoffs right now, I think Dallas is the only one that could beat Philly in Philly.
Man, you just trying to get them people down in Texas to like the show, man.
Now look at the AFC. You got Kansas City, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Miami, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincy.
So, like, if we're saying Baltimore kind of started out in the cellar. Remember that clunky little game they had with the Colts? That was ugly. That's in their rear.
7-2.
They ain't think about that. So now they're going to gain strength, man. They're gaining strength. But again, you're thinking I know what you're thinking, Brandon. You think like, man, whoever it is, you got to go play Kansas City, and it ain't nobody shown us enough on tape to do that. No team in the AFC has shown us enough on tape. They can go in Kansas City and beat Kansas City. So
I think there's one team. I don't know if I trust them, but Baltimore is the type of team that can go into Kansas City and beat Kansas City.
They had to play with a miss.
You want to know why?
With pace.
Because Kansas City plays down to their opponents. Lamar's good enough to extend plays, to keep plays going to where if he can just with 20 seconds left and Baltimore's got the ball, he makes something happen to the center of the field. You give Justin Tucker a long kick. That's the type of thing that can beat Kansas City in the playoffs. That's about the only team I see that can go to Kansas City and knock them off. Honestly, I think it's a 4-team race. I think it's Philly, Dallas. I'm sorry, Detroit. I think it's Philly, Dallas, Kansas City, Baltimore. Miami's frauds, man. Miami's frauds.
Sorry, AFC South. That's what you're saying? Sorry, AFC South.
You don't trust Jacksonville.
You just forgot about Jacksonville.
You don't trust.
You just said the Bengals. Joe Burrow. Come on, man. He's a hero.
Yeah, they got work to do. They're 1-3.
They working on their work. They going through the process.
Okay.
Right. But I like what you're saying, man, because Jacksonville, unproven, you know what I mean? And like, you know, this is Lamar and them's best shot. They are putting themselves in a winning position.
Yeah, absolutely. NBA, John, Pacers.
I'm about to go crazy.
They got zipped up by the Celtics by 50. And
that was horrible.
They came out and scored 150 themselves.
That's respectable. That's what you're supposed to do, man. After damn food, back, you know what I'm saying, on somebody who did it to you, man. You've been super critical on Obi Toppin.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so, man. Just because you came from New York with this big time game, man. Like, hey, man, you still, hey. And you got to admit, Brandon, you had to at least give him a B-, B+. You know what I'm saying? This is an offensive-minded team. He's an offensive-minded player. And you kind of got to like, he at least gets us a Sports Center, you know, it's a splash moment or two. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's double-digit points. And I think he gets like 1.5 steals per game right now. Maybe not one. It might be one.
Obi Toppin, they've played, let's see.
7 games.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've played 7 games. Obi Toppin's plus minus has been minus.
Hey, don't start that. Don't start that plus minus crap, hey man, because if we go deep
he's been plus minus. He's been minus in 5 of the 7 games.
Y'all, America, watch what happens because we're gonna start talking about plus minus about the Pacers. And then
he's already minus 10 tonight.
When we get on Brandon's super team, the Clippers, and you talk about plus minus. Everybody
done.
On that team got a horrible plus minus.
Clippers are done. I watched them the other night in against the Knicks. It was the easiest bet I ever made on the Knicks. That team looked like shit in Madison Square Garden. Paul George don't want to be there. He wants to get traded. Kawhi played half-ass in that game.
Well, Brandon, you got to give it time. One, give it time.
No, man.
But I don't like Paul George. I don't like Paul George acquiescing. This ain't the time to acquiesce, Paul. But and then the better ball handler is James Harden. And then Russ has got to acquiesce in that regard. So now it's gonna be a real interesting little grind.
They done. It's a wrap. I mean, they're playing
the Lakers done too.
No, I think the Lakers got a better chance than the Clippers.
Now with Anthony Davis being in and out of the lineup already, man, it's not. I'm not happy with it, man. I'm not super critical. I'm going to be super critical like Anthony Davis. Remember that little kid? You ever had those little kids, man? They get hurt, like you know what I'm saying, camp or something, man. They be crying, and then you know if you give them a little minute, they'll be all right. Yep. But if their mother come over, or if a camp counselor they start crying up, that's Anthony Davis, man.
John.
He don't want to play basketball, man.
With the Clippers, they're up 17-11 right now against Brooklyn. Paul George got 9 points. The problem with Paul George and this Clippers team with Paul, Kawhi, Westbrook, and Harden, you're not going to get the best out of Paul George, what you want to get out of Paul George, with having to share the basketball with 3 other stars like that. You're not going to get that. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to take shots that are not Paul George-esque type shots because he's going to force it because he don't know when that black hole is going to give him the ball back.
Well, oh wow. Well, they also got to worry. This team also has to worry about health, man. When's the last time Kawhi Leonard finished the season? You know what I mean? 100%. When's the last time? I would not be shocked if he's traded.
Paul George is traded before the all
crazy. This is a plan. This is the Southern California kid plan. They are all these guys are Southern California guys. They all colluded to come play together on like with the Clippers. The Clippers ain't never won a championship, but I don't think Paul George is gonna get traded though, man. Nah. This is what they want. But their biggest challenge is gonna be rebounding. They got out rebounded something terrible against the Knicks. But they'll score for sure.
I don't know when he's a free agent. My last thing on this. I've got a premonition about Paul George.
Uh-oh. You want him to come back to the Pacers?
No.
Yes, you do.
I want him to finish. I don't want him to come back right now. Paul
Okay.
George he's got a player option next year.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Clippers feel it's not working, the harden things up, Paul George says, F this, ship me somewhere. I got 1 year. I can figure it out. And the Clippers are like, damn, you know what? He's got 1 year. We're going to get something back for him. Maybe we can do a 1 year, maybe a sign and get what we need, a good piece that's going to complement Harden, that's going to complement Westbrook, that's going to complement Kawhi, that type of skill set. I could premonition and call me crazy, but I could see a trade with Paul George getting traded to the Golden State Warriors for a expiring contract of Klay Thompson.
They're not trading Klay Thompson, man. You gotta start. Listen, man. You gotta take that.
Resigning.
You gotta take that smut off Klay Thompson's name. He's not a shadow of his former self no more. I don't want to hear that. Y'all better go look back into the deep dive numbers. Don't lose your mind on plus minus, y'all. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson is still an elite level shooter. Klay Thompson is still out here being a benefactor into winning. You know what I'm saying? The Golden State Warriors is people putting the night, and he's part of the plan, man. Paul George, Brandon. I thought you was gonna say the Pacers because like that trade would make sense. T.J. McConnell and Buddy Hield to the Clippers for Paul George. I thought that's what you was gonna say, but you didn't say that. So I think that wouldn't be bad.
No, I'm good. College basketball started, John. Boilermakers got a big 50-point win.
Oh, my goodness.
The other night. IU, a little bit of a sweat last night. They got some work to do. Florida Gulf Coast and Pat Chambers.
Nah, man. Bobby Knight looking down above, man. He wasn't going to let that happen.
Ball State got a big win. They took on it was like a NAIA team. I didn't know you could play those in your first game.
I'm glad they got the win, man. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying. They got a new sponsor, man. I ain't going to shout out their new sponsor, man, Ball State. They got a new little beer sponsor, man. They got responsible drinking, y'all, for 21 and over. Hey, man.
Are we still fighting with the athletic department?
I'm not fighting with anybody. I ain't fighting with anybody. I ain't got nothing but love for Ball State University. But
they don't have love for us, though, right?
Well, the thing about it, though, Brandon, with like all this Mac people, like all these Mac dudes who was like recording and crap, they don't like, you got to go through like how many levels of security to get credentials now, because like they don't know who you might have did something. And we've done work for Ball State before.
Connor, whatever his name, from Michigan.
You know what I'm saying? With golf, either through, you know what I'm saying, and with football, but like the basketball is a little bit different. So they have to, like, they don't know. Crossroads Sports ain't gonna never record nothing that we ain't supposed to record, y'all. Right? You know what I'm saying? But like, nah, man, that fool ass, sorry, y'all. That fool ass up in Central from Michigan, he didn't bounce from locker room to locker room. But the thing about it, Brandon, like, they got a counter. 3 other Big Ten teams already knew that Michigan was firing on them.
And how about Ohio State and whoever it was, Ohio State, and who was the other school that was sending signals and stuff to Jeff Brom for Purdue to play Michigan last year in the Big Ten championship?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. It was 3. It was 2 other teams, man. So this shit's going. Jim Harbaugh ain't gonna be the coach of Michigan next year.
No, he'll be a Bears coach.
Damn.
Bill Self, John, highest paid college basketball coach right now, $13 million this year, and then $53 million over the next 5 years.
It's funny. You go from sign stealing, and they trying to push Jim Harbaugh out, to Bill Self, who they have on an FBI wiretap tape.
And it went away.
They got it here. Listen, no, it ain't going away. I didn't forget.
No, you didn't forget. But the NCAA did when they won that title.
Nah, man. Bill Self on a wiretap tape about taking money, from somebody, and like, hey, man, Kansas is like, hey, man, get him back in here. There you go, y'all.
You ready for a hot take?
Sure.
Tom Izzo's overrated.
Man, come on, man.
It's been 24 years. He's only won a national championship once, 24 years, and he's supposed to be this blue blood coach.
Damn, Brandon. Are you talking about Tom Izzo, or are you talking about the Big Ten? I'm talking
about Tom Izzo.
No, I'm being facetious. Are you talking about, because the Big Ten ain't won the Final Four in how long? Either.
You can ask me next year. Ask me that next year. We'll have 4 more teams into the Big Ten.
Yeah, okay.
But no, Tom Izzo, they lost to James Madison. Jesus, you shot 1 of 20 from 3. You missed 16 free throws. You lost to James Madison. James Madison's gonna be good, but damn, like, and Izzo's won 1 championship, right? I mean, he's been to a few Final Fours,
right?
But
a lot of runs though, a lot of runs.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought it was, Pat piss poor kind of showing from them the other night. Let's go college football real quick. I don't know if Tanner's going to be able to join us or not, but I've got the rankings up on the screen, John. There, rankings came out yesterday. Ohio State stays at 1, Georgia stays at 2, Michigan stays at 3, Florida State stays at 4.
Mm-hmm.
John, I sent you a text of the worst case scenario for the committee is that you have 5 teams all with 1 loss, and you can only get 2 of those 5 into the college football playoff. Who gets left out?
I think, isn't it Washington? It's already the Pac-12 teams, isn't it?
I think they get in. I got Washington getting in.
So what you saying? Washington beats? If Washington beats Oregon, sure. I believe Michigan is going to beat Ohio State. Georgia gonna have to play Alabama. There you go, Brandon.
What happens if Alabama beats Georgia?
Then Alabama gets pulled up.
Georgia drops out?
Unfortunately. That'd be a greater win for Alabama. I get everybody who say Alabama lost to Texas, but
correct.
That's a greater win for Alabama.
But then why does head-to-head matter then? It shouldn't matter then if you have a head-to-head win.
Fool asses at the CFP, they say that, they say like
because John, if it matters now, which we're seeing Texas 7, Alabama 8, because Alabama just played a better opponent than Texas did.
LSU, yep.
What we're seeing right now is Texas gets over Bama because of the head-to-head. So you can't pull the bullshit at the end of the season and say, well, Alabama beat Georgia though, but Texas beat whoever the other Big 12 team was in the championship.
Well, Alabama beat
lead problem.
By that time, Alabama, are we saying Alabama beat more better teams? Right?
So head-to-head doesn't matter.
Well,
right?
It does. Brandon,
does it matter more at the end of the season than the beginning? Apparently.
You just want to ask questions after questions. Brandon.
I do.
The real question, Brandon, is the most vulnerable team in the top 4 is Florida State. They ain't got they are
in.
They're in, but Brandon, Clemson might clip them. Florida. What happens if they lose Florida? The rivalry game.
I mean, they're out of the top 4 then if they lose to Florida. Florida's trash.
Correct. So,
okay, Washington and Oregon, you're going to get one of those 2 is going to win.
I think the Pac-12 team, that's crazy. And they ain't gonna be no more. Well, I don't know what the hell's gonna be the Pac-12 next year, but the Pac-12 should feel comfortable that they'll have a team representing the Pac-12 in the college football and of course the Big Ten. So again, Michigan or Ohio State gets in. So
let me bring up while we're talking here because I got to find my tweet.
How about the SEC champion? You want me to say it, Brandon? The SEC champion.
Okay. Nightmare scenario, and I'll give it to you. I put on a text. This is the nightmare scenario for the committee. Michigan or Ohio State, whoever wins the Big Ten championship, they're 13-0. Florida State, 13-0 ACC champ. Oregon, say Oregon wins the Pac-12 championship, they're 12-1. Texas wins championship, they're 12-1. Bama beats Georgia. Bama's the SEC champ at 12-1. Georgia falls to 12-1 as runners-up. Washington 12-1 as the runners-up. Ohio State or Michigan, whichever one of those loses, is 12-1 as the Big East number 2. So you've got 4 teams that are going to get left out of the 6 that would be 12-1. I've got Michigan / Ohio State, Florida State, Oregon or Washington, and then if you go by it'd be Texas because they beat Alabama,
right.
But that committee is going to look at that Alabama name and say, "Oh, well, they beat Georgia, the number 1 team in the last game. Let's put them in."
Right. The Big 12 is okay. I'll be a smart ass, Brandon. The Big 12 is out of contention. Period. The Big 12 is out of contention.
No matter what.
The Big 12 is out of contention no matter what. The SEC champion will go to the championship game. The Big 10 champion will go to the championship game. Florida State, if they lose, man, the ACC is out.
Okay. All right.
So they the Big 12, whomever that might, Texas, right?
Right.
They Florida State to lose. Because I think the Pac-12 is going to get in because one of those Big 10 teams is going to cancel each other
out. I saw you tweeted out and you texted me and Tanner, Notre Dame.
Come on, man. How you going to lose, man? It was all lined up. How you going? You going bowl game?
Notre Dame. They terrible, man. Sam Hartman just down his leg.
Sam Hartman. I listen. I see why he couldn't turn pro. You don't know what you're gonna get on a week-to-week basis. He got a good-looking beard, man. God bless America.
Yeah, exactly. Right, very rich and full. Pick 'em. We don't have Tanner, so we're gonna roll on, and we'll get his picks afterwards. All three of us went 5-5-2 last week. So nobody gained any ground. Everybody stayed above at least 500. So I'm 48, 45-4. Jonathan 46, 47-4. And Tanner's 54, 39-4. So looking back at our games, John, Ball State got it started for me and Tanner. Michigan, Purdue with the last minute cover against Michigan. The Hoosiers knocking off outright Wisconsin. Me and you had IU in that game. So Ohio State and Rutgers was a push. Ole Miss and A&M was a push. We all had Notre Dame. It was failure. I had Oklahoma. That was a failure. We and Tanner had Georgia. That was a failure. And we all three had Texas. Then we had Washington and Bama to finish. So any final thoughts on that set of games we had?
No, man, just another real feel-good week to college football, y'all. It's coming down to the end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is Week 10. We don't have too many more weeks left, man. Brandon, with that being said, this is the funky show, Brandon. So if I cut out, that's gonna be it, bro.
Uh-oh. You running out of battery?
Yes, sir.
All right, we might have to do. Do you just want to do picks? We'll send them in.
Yeah, man. We'll send it in, man. We kind of hit whatever everything I kind of wanted to hit, man.
Yeah.
There's a Pacer game on right now, anyway, man.
Let's me and you go live Saturday as well. Saturday night.
That's fine, man. Listen, like Brandon Reeve says, man, the content doesn't stop here with me and Brandon Reeve. You can catch him on Brandon Reeve at Twitter and on Threads. Brandon Reeve, you can catch me at Three Foolish Men on Twitter. Crossroads Sports is on Facebook. Crossroads Sports is on Twitter. Brandon Reeve is on Facebook. I'm on Jonathan Birdsong. I'm on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You can chop it up. You can chime it up with us there as well. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Scott K. Nichols, State Farm Insurance. Thank you, Mavericks Custom Motorsports, for being our sponsors. It's almost Thanksgiving time, man. I can't wait, man. But don't wait for Thanksgiving to be thankful, man. I'm thankful for a lot of things, man. Crossroads Sports is one of them, man. And our sponsors, man. And the people that chime in with us, man. So again, thanks for everybody. Hey, Brandon Reeve. It's been a heck of a show, man, just to get it this far, man. But officially, man, just tap us out because I'm only on 1%, man. So
yeah, we'll see everybody this weekend. We'll be on Twitter, Facebook as always. Me and John and Tanner will send our picks on to be on Twitter on the Facebook page. We'll see you guys then. Have a good night.